The Berenstain Bears Hug and Make Up by Stan and Jan Berenstain with Mike Berenstain. Nobody gets along nicely all the time. Not the birds in the trees, not the squirrels in their hidey holes, not the deer in the forest. Not even the members of the bear family who live in the big tree house down a sunny dirt road deep in bear country. Mama Bear, Papa Bear, Brother Bear, Sister Bear, and Honey Bear got along nicely most of the time. They remembered to say please, thank you, and excuse me most of the time. Except for Baby Honey, who was just learning to talk. They were considerate of each other's feelings most of the time, and brother and sister tried not to talk too long on the phone. But even happy families like the Bear family, who loved each other very much, didn't get along all the time. It didn't happen very often, but there were days when the whole family woke up grouchy and got up on the wrong side of the bed. When it happened, though, it made for a bad day in the treehouse. It could start with brother or sister taking too long in the bathroom on a busy school morning. It could start with somebody leaving the cap off the toothpaste tube. It could start with somebody accidentally stubbing a toe. Yes, even Mama sometimes started off on the wrong foot. It didn't help when Baby Honey decided to join in and start crying at the top of her lungs. Things got even worse at breakfast. Manners were forgotten. Nobody said, "Please pass the jam," or "May I have the honey?" The bears just reached and grabbed. The dog little lady got a little worried and hid under the stairs. Goldie, the goldfish, hid in her underwater castle. Brother finished first and shouted at sister, who was having a second helping of cereal. "Come on, you slowpoke, or you'll make us late for the school bus." "Who are you calling a slowpoke, you dumbhead?" Sister shouted back. "You were the one that was making us late yesterday when you forgot to have Mama sign your test paper." "That would be quite enough shouting and name-calling," roared Papa, banging the table so hard that the whole tree house shook. "And quite enough table banging," said Mama. "You're worse than the cubs." "Grrr," said Papa, jamming on his hat and storming out the door. Brother and sister usually sat next to each other on the school bus, but this morning they came onto the bus looking like storm clouds. "I saved your seat for you," said their friend Lizzie Bruin. "I won't sit next to him if he were the last bear on earth," said sister. "That goes double for me," said brother, storming to the back of the bus. And all through recess and lunch, they refused to have anything to do with each other. As soon as they got home from school, the shouting and arguing started all over again. They argued about where to have their after-school milk and cookies, at the kitchen table or in front of the television. They argued about what video to watch, the Bear Scrooges or the Bearby Show. Soon they were rolling around on the floor, fighting over the remote. "I've had quite enough of this fussing and feuding. There'll be no television today," said Mama. She not only took away the remote, she pulled the plug on the television. "Just sit yourselves down and do your homework, and I don't want to hear another peep out of either of you." Brother and sister sat at the dining room table and tried to do their homework, but they were too busy looking daggers at each other that they couldn't concentrate. By the time Papa came from his shop, the Bears' day had become a full-fledged family feud. Little Lady was still hiding under the stairs, and Goldie was still hiding in her castle. Angry silence filled the air. Grim-faced brother was trying to reach the next level on one of his video games, but he kept falling short. Tight-lipped sister was coloring in a coloring book, but she wasn't staying in the lines very well. Angry Mama was trying to read a magazine, so Papa sat down glowering and pretended to read the newspaper. But it's hard for folks who love each other to stay angry all day, especially if they really don't have anything to be angry about. Sister was the first to break the silence. "Mama," she said. "Yes," said Mama. "That magazine you're reading," said sister, starting to giggle. "You've got it upside down." "Why, so I do," said Mama with a little giggle of her own. Now it happens that giggling is as contagious as a 24-hour virus. More quickly than it takes to tell, the whole bear family was laughing uncontrollably, except for baby Honey, who, until that moment, was having a long, quiet nap. They were laughing so hard that their sides hurt. They laughed so hard tears were rolling down their cheeks. And what were they laughing at? They were laughing at themselves for wasting a whole day being angry about nothing. Little Lady came out from under the stairs. Goldie came out of her underwater castle. And Honey Bear saw her once angry family dry their tears and hug and make up.